Hey, Tim Sykes here. I'm going to do another live trade. SORL just went red on the day. It had a nice panic from roughly 465 down to 430. It's trying to bounce, but can't really seem to do it. So I'm going to short some here at 439. We're going to see if I get executed. This was me just getting executed. I shorted 5,000 shares at 439. Potential first red day here. I probably actually should have shorted it on this bounce in the mid 440s or 450s, but it's before 2 p.m. Eastern, so I wasn't fully prepared. But this is an overextended stock chart. I was actually looking at this yesterday as a potential short, and it was mainly because, it's so overextended. That's number one, but it finished high yesterday, so I couldn't short it. Today, I guess I should have shorted it early in the morning, but I'm scared to short morning spikes. And this was an earnings winner from a few weeks ago also. So I don't like shorting earnings winners. So some people are going to be like, Tim, why are you shorting? You say never to short earnings winners. I have the mindset of never shorting earnings winners, and that prevents me from entering too early. But I will short any stock that gets too overextended. I'm not looking to short quickly though. And I know it's kind of a weird lesson, but that is so key. So people like say, REN, why haven't you shorted? Because I don't want to short an earnings winner until it really shows signs of overextension. The earnings win was right here, and this thing has just kept going. The volume has now finally faded. So REN, yes, is a potential short. Although it's a $20 stock, it's not really, in my sweet spot. SORL, I think, is not because I think it's going to crash all the way down to the 3s or the 2s, but I do think that it can drop, another 20, 30, 40, 50 cents a share. And you have to think about what is your risk. So the day high is 484. When I'm shorting at 440, I'm not going to risk losing 40 cents a share. But it had a nice kind of cliff dive right here at 460. So this is my risk. If it ever comes back to like 460, 465, I might lose, 20 cents a share. I don't think it's going to come back there. This is usually the beginning of the end, and probably the most important factor that led me to short this. I gave a virtual training yesterday to a few key select students, and we looked at the multi-year chart here. If you look at the 2-year chart, there's a top right here at 450. So really, anywhere around here should be a time for it to top. If you go back, multiple years, you'll see that it spikes, collapses, spikes, collapses, spikes, collapses, spikes, collapses, spikes, collapses, spikes, collapses, spikes, collapses. And now what do we have? Spikes. What comes next? Collapse. And I like shorting, near this resistance level of 450. And really, this was resistance at 440. So anywhere around here. It got a little overextended. I think some shorts got squeezed. But I like the stock kind of coming back down and now 450, 460 acting as resistance. I would love to cover this in the high 3s, or, more likely like 410, 405. I don't know if 4 is going to crack. So my goal is really to make like 40, 50 cents a share. My risk is losing 10 to 20 cents, but this is a potential first red day here on a stock that has a history of collapsing. It might just be like one of these red days, where the next day it goes higher. So I could be wrong here, but I like it cracking intraday. I like shorting a stock that's down, when I shorted it was down like 7 cents. You have some dip buyers here. It's still early in the day. Normally I like shorting closer to like 3 or 3:30 p.m. But let me just do a little prepare here. This is from Trader Checklist. Please watch my Trader Checklist guide. This was RSYS, which I actually bought earlier today in my long-term newsletter. But SORL is more of a short term. So let's do a quick analysis. You have until October 1st, by the way, to go to traderchecklist.com and watch the whole checklist 100% for free. So you have roughly 10 days, 1 hour per day, because it's like a 10, 11 hour video. But after that, trust me, you're going to want to watch it before October 1st. And I got to write a whole blog post explaining why. But let's look at SORL from a short perspective. The pattern in the price, potential first down day, potential multi-year top at 450-ish. Shorting is kind of tough right now, so on a scale of 1 to 20, I'm not going to give this a 20, but I'll give it a solid 15. Risk reward, This isn't great. This isn't a pump and dump. It's not going to collapse, huge. But there is more reward than risk. So I'll give this like a 13. Ease of entry and exit. I mean, it's pretty easy to get in and out. I might lose a few cents a share, but I'll give this an 8 out of 10. Past performance history of spiking. So in the trader checklist guide, which I still have to update, too much stuff has been going on. I actually did not even cover short selling, so I have to add a whole nother chapter to this. This is how far behind I am. There's too many plays, too many students lately. So I try my best. Past performance, normally if I'm buying, I want to see a lot of spiking, which we did see. But if you're shorting, you want to see spiking and failing. And this stock has a lot of spiking and failing. So I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. What time of day is it in my personal schedule? Well, I can trade. My schedule is free right now, but it's a little early in the day. So I'll give this a 17 out of 20. The reason catalyst, I mean, it's just overextended, but I also don't like shorting earnings winners. So I'll give this a 6 out of 10. In the market environment for shorting, I think it's gotten better definitely than July or August where it was just scary, but it's not like a perfect market for shorting yet. So I'll give this a 7 out of 10 and you get a 74 out of 100 ranking. I like taking stocks with ratings between 70 and 100. So this kind of fits my categories. It's not perfect by any means. Shorting this year has been really tough. So I don't think any short right now other than ESSI, which is a blatant pump and I couldn't find shares to short of, which stinks. Other than that, it's tough. CRBP is also another potential short. I tried each of the past 2 days and got faked out. Today actually seems to be the big down day for CRBP, so I was a little too early. But that's what's going on. Right now I am short SORL, expecting it to close anywhere in the 430s. If it takes out the day low, then I'm even happier. RSYS is in my long-term portfolio because frankly it's going to take forever to move. But RSYS is a multi-month breakout and it should have support here at like 525, 530. So when I'm in here at roughly 530, there's just not much risk and I expect RSYS to go back to the 570s, maybe even break out and go to 6. But that's going to take several days or weeks. So that's why that's in my long-term newsletter. I don't want you to get confused. Right now, my only play in my short-term newsletter is SORL. And, we're going to see if it can really collapse more or not. But this is a live trade. I like showing you exactly what I'm looking at with the charts and, analyzing it using my trader checklist guidelines. Again, it's not guaranteed to be a win. This could easily not stay red on the day, but I like you guys to see the potential trades, the chart patterns that I'm looking at. Remember that 90% of traders lose money, so this is not an easy game, and you have to really be disciplined and patient and choose the best trades. But I was looking at this as a potential short yesterday, and probably should have shorted this failed morning spike here in the 480s. And those of you who follow Tim Grittani's strategy, I'm sure he was shorting this in here, and if he was shorting in the 470s, 480s, he's probably covering in the 430s and making his 50 cents a share. But I think this has more downside, and congratulations to those of you who shorted the CRBP failed morning spike in the high 7s. You're making 50, 70 cents a share already today. So there are some good shorting opportunities right now. If you short morning spikes and short breakdowns, just remember to be careful and stay safe. So SORL, I am short 5,000 shares or 4,000 shares. I don't even remember what it was. What was it? That would be good to know. This is my Interactive Brokers account. I have a bigger account. I am short 5,000 shares at 439 average. And I'm up a little on my long-term positions in RSYS and WLKR. I should also mention, a lot of you guys are asking me about WLKR. It's very, very low volume. This is a very, very speculative play, but the entire founding team of Priceline is involved, and they actually just sent out an email yesterday. If you sign up to their website, upside.com or upsidetravel.com, they're launching it the week of October 3rd. So this is in my long-term account. I've already held it for several months. I know it's confusing when I have short-term or long-term, but frankly, some plays are better long term. WLKR, I'm excited to see people finally get excited about the launch, which we knew was sometime going to be in the fall, but now we have a specific date thanks to their email. I'm sure they'll put out a press release soon too. But RSYS and WLKR do not move very quickly, and they are very illiquid. So they're long-term. SORL is more short-term. So this is my one short-term play right now. We'll see how it works. But, I'm trying different stuff, trying different patterns. Let me know what you think about this whole live video analysis instead of giving alerts. I think that you can learn more this way, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'll try different techniques. All I want are more millionaire students, and in order to achieve that, I'm going to try every single potential strategy in the world for teaching, whether it's in person or live videos or alerts or commentary, so that you understand the patterns and so that you really start, going through my trader checklist guide, which by the way is 100% free. So you have no excuse. And before you risk your hard-earned money, plugging in these values and understanding these values, it's not easy just to understand, how do you choose risk reward? How do you determine past performance history of spiking? Please watch the entire 11-hour guide. Watch it twice if you have to. I'll be adding more sections about short selling soon, like I said. But right now I am short SORL and I am long RSYS. And